Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion. Please enter the Gungeon. So we've been doing challenges, okay? But I feel like I got... There was a message posted on my subreddit with some stuff that I could do in Gungeon. But I'm not gonna be necessarily... There was a lot of stuff in there, you know. Challenge runs, alternate costume stuff. They posted, like, their favorite way of playing a run, too. I got the intention to go check all that out. But for now, somebody illuminated something for me. They said, did NL know? Did NL know? If you open all 4 of the chests on the rat fight, you get a transformation that turns you into the rat. I don't know, maybe I'm trying to think back if I've ever opened 4 chests. I don't believe that I have. I've only gotten 4 or more keys a couple of times. And to be honest, when I get 4 keys, I always open 3. You know what? Try something like that. I always open 3 and then throw some junk at the serpent. So, hello, my canine friend. Thank you. My canine companion. My feline friend. Because it's just that the feline friend just sounds better because of the alliterative aspect. Canine companion, you know. I drive through the streets because you're my canine companion. Shouldn't sing song parodies, could get content ID matched or worse. Anyway, hold on. Oh, baby! Well... So we screwed up the gun force, but I've come to the conclusion, at least my personal opinion is, first off, there's still a 50% chance we get a gun to begin with, but on top of that, you know, I've talked about it, what I'm sure is actually perhaps the literal definition of ad nauseum. There's probably one person out there that threw up. I prefer to think, sometimes people have an issue with the expression ad nauseum. They'll say things like, how could somebody literally be so tired of hearing you talk that they throw up? Well, I think that it actually is, I mean, first off, on a real level, it's probably just not meant to be literal. It's probably just you get sick of it. But secondarily, I think that there may have been one real situation where, you know, Cato the Elder was like, we can only control that which is within ourselves. All that which is without ourselves is not within the purview of our domain. And then somebody literally just shoved their fingers down their throat and went like, you know what? I'm done. I'd rather deal with the esophageal lining being eroded slightly than hear this dude say another, you know, self-righteous spiel about like, hey, don't be sad about anything. Because the only thing you can control is your own emotions. It's not really... I'm not trying to besmirch the good name of Cato the Elder, who, as far as I know... Well, it's weird, right? Because both Cato the Elder and Cato the Younger... they're both old as dirt, right? They lived in, like, the Roman times. My favorite newspaper. But there was a point where people were probably like, hey, look at this old whippersnapper. Also named Cato, and yet the youthful energy and exuberance still courses through his veins. What a strange circumstance. Anyway, what am I talking about? What I was gonna say is I don't know if Cato the Elder is actually a stoic, okay? Yo, the keys are out of control. We will... Oh, dude, for sure. Katana Bullets, I don't actually think they're that good, but I might take some heat for saying that, but I think they're good enough. I have to admit that at first I did think these were Vorpal bullets. So I'm trying to see... You know, I'm waiting for... Oh, there we go. We got some Katana Bullets to fire there. I actually think that the existence of Katana Bullets... You know what, we might as well open the brown chest. Are we going to open it anyway? Yeah. Well, I guess we would open the blue chest first. So let's start there. Although the brown chest could be a gun. Well, it's not very good. We're going to go lowercase r, so spam your bullets in the comments, please. The reason we're going lowercase r is I think the fire rate makes it so we're getting more juice out of the Katana Bullets. Oh, that was just insanely dumb of me. certainly probably should have tried to let this one ride with just the crossbow, probably. Let's try that. I still find these guys, and may surprise you. Please hit him. Please hit him. Thank you. May surprise you, but I think I still find these guys like the hardest boss fight. Not because their shots are hard to dodge, but because I feel like my positional IQ against them is like 0. Do Katana Bullets only work on the kill? It doesn't seem like it because they didn't work right there, but my positional IQ in this game, I think, is low. As a result, I feel like I find myself... I mean, all the bosses that hit me consistently, well, most of the bosses that hit me consistently do so because they manage to, like, mess with my spacing. You know, actually dodging the bullets is not always the hardest part for me. I really appreciate getting HP regardless. That's a golden gift. Thank you so much. So we will open this, and it should be a gun. And it's, I mean, regular shotgun is exactly fine. We got so many keys on this floor. We will definitely also go to the oubliette. Yoink, yoink. Alright, take me down. So far, so good. But yeah, I mean, I didn't really finish my train of thought, but my whole point here is, I think that I will try to get the rat transformation. So what does that mean? Well, we probably have like based on our track record, we have like a 2/3 chance to beat the rat in the first place. And then I've been playing, you know, I've been focusing a little bit more on the punch-out aspect of the game. Sure, I would love to get 5 keys at least so we could also fight the advanced dragon, but the whole purpose of this video, and the purpose of like probably a lot of the Gungeon content coming out, is not really to, you know, progress from like an esports context. Much more just like, yo, I would love to. Much more to just see everything the game's got to offer, right? So, we were in this phase, and it's easy to forget, you know? We're in this phase in Isaac now where it's just like, it's kind of a holding pattern until the DLC comes out where we're like, you know, just play however you want. But there was a time we had to go into runs and, you know, we were trying to do very specific things. You know, we need to get 4 Cuban meat, we need to get 4, ball of bandages, we need to get, you know, we need to kill Mom's heart with the Bible, you know, a lot of, like, little stuff. Not to mention, like, incredibly rare stuff, like, the one I always come back to is, in 3,000 episodes of Isaac, I've only seen it one time, the Super Bum transformation, which is when you get all of the, you get the Key Bum, you get the Dark Bum. Yo, Membrane's pretty good, but I love a key, what can I say? And then you get a lot of people, I shouldn't say most people, but a lot of people don't even know that this exists. That's how rare it is, but there is like almost a cutscene that plays, a little animation to be like, hey, you got all this stuff. And I know it seems like kind of un-Isaac that there's like an animation that plays when you get a transformation. It doesn't just pop something up on the screen that goes like, you know, Guppy. It's true. So we just got through 3 trap rooms consecutively. Your boy has ascended to true mastery. Not really, based on that twins fight, but so far the oubliette has actually been good. Maybe the first floor this time is going to be one where everything's not as good as I would like it to be, and then the oubliette will be incredibly successful. 1 hit's not the end of the world. I sort of don't get Katana Bullets. It's like, is it a random chance or is it triggered by something? That was obviously terrible damage. I'm gonna look it up once we finish this room. I've been a lot better about looking things up on the wiki, and I honestly think it's jammed enemy there. I think it's led to my Gungeon skill getting better faster than it has in some previous games. I'm telling you. It's all because I've learned programming. I say I've learned, I don't mean like there's nothing left to learn. You know, there's always more to learn. But now, unlike before, I have a respect for documentation. Wiki, What is it called? Katana Bullets. Upon killing an enemy, bullets have a chance to unleash a flurry of slashes. So it is, I guess it's like a room-clearing bullet. When you kill an enemy, there's a chance you might get an AoE effect after they die. Seems a little... I mean, it's not useful for a couple of things, right? Like, it's not useful for bosses then, unless the boss has multiple forms. Tell ya, I think we actually have a great case for the Gun Muncher, because I might... The Trash Cannon might be one of the guns I've done the dirtiest over time. Because I really, like... I never use it. Now, here's the conundrum. You might be saying, NL, why not use it on this very run? The run you see before you. Well, the problem is the Gun Muncher's here right now, and I think the Trash Cannon is not really going to get it's not going to get a fair trial, okay? Because a lot of the enemies down here are immune to poison to begin with, so I'm not saying we will Gun Munch it, but this does seem like a circumstance where I would bet on Gun Munching being the most likely outcome. But we'll see. Anyway, the whole point of this was, we're going to try to beat the rat. If we beat the rat, we're going to really try to do very well on Punch-Out. Not just beat Punch-Out, but also beat Punch-Out with like as little... or not as little, really quite the opposite. As much... key as possible, which is not the way that should be said in English, but it's called poetic license, sweetheart. Look it up. It's called streamer grammar. So even if we have to risk, you know, death to get that extra, 4 keys is fine. Like, I would consider 4 keys an A- effort in this situation. It will mean that we won't be able to fight the advanced dragon, which, to be honest, puts a smile on my face to begin with. Because of the fact that, I lose to the advanced dragon fairly frequently. Lucky did not get hit, but HP's not our concern right now. What are we looking for? Really, to give us the best chance possible to defeat the rat, I would love to see, a boss-killing weapon. I think we're adequate on room clearers, and it's less necessary to have a great room clearer to beat the rat, which probably goes without saying, but there it is. So we got no keys. Icebreaker is not a good boss killer, I think, but it might be our best boss killer right now. So I think that, you know, when you look at the meta of this, anytime I get into, like, first off, I would describe it as perhaps BS analytics. You know, I don't really know what I'm talking about. I'm just theorizing, and here's the thing. If you've never in your life recorded a YouTube video while playing, you know, doing something else, i.e. playing a game here, for hours and hours on end, I would really recommend it. So you can get a feel for saying dumb stuff. You know, I'm not saying that everything coming out of my mouth is cogent and coherent. Magic bullets. Yo, they transmogrify. They also work with, ooh, runic. I'm gonna look up what this synergy is, but basically, I'm not saying there's only one way to play Gungeon, but I'm saying, like, we might want to look at this and go, you know what? We want to use the Gun Muncher because we don't have a great boss killer. To have a great boss killer would be worth enough to justify it for sure. Hello, Tomo. Welcome. If the player has lowercase r, the words abra and cadabra are spelled out when using the weapon.
Abra, cadabra, cadabra.
Wait, try this.
Cadabra.
No. Abra, abra, gonna reach out and grab ya. Okay, that's great, but we're still gonna throw it in the Gun Muncher. Tomo, who is the boy that I previously said had an eye infection this weekend? Then he got over it, now he's feeling healthy. Everyone knows it's Tomo. He gave a little meow. You heard it. Go ahead. Take my Kadabra. Go ahead. Take my trash cannon. Come on. Tomo woke me up, not last night, but like 2 nights ago. Ooh, Shield Bearer, or sorry, Betrayer's Shield is pretty solid, I think. Why did he wake me up? Or rather, how did he wake me up? That's a freaking mimic, dude. Are these all freaking mimics? I think they're all mimics. One sec. First off, he wants to leave. You may leave. Secondly, I'm going to finish my story. He woke me up all the time by patting me on the shoulder to get petted at like 6 in the morning. Secondly, let's murder every single one of these guys, hopefully one at a time. This is actually great because we don't have to spend a key. To open any of these. Okay, fossilized gun I actually think is pretty okay. This is 3 free, relatively not great items, but they did only cost me a blank and some ammo to get in here. And dude, scope I think is pretty okay. It works with the sniper, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I know you're probably thinking a couple of things here. One of which is like, hey dude, don't bring me down. Take a sad song. And make... I'm not gonna do it. We gotta stop doing the parodies. But, do the pop-pop. Well, if it's one of those things, you know, if pop-pop showed up just a little bit later, I would be stoked. But because our casings are so important, I don't think it can be justified right now. And that's the reality of Gungeon. Unfortunately. If you want to fight the rat, baby, there's a price to pay. You gotta save up all your casings. Gotta build that equity. If that's not a rhyme, then like 95% of the Billboard top 200 from the teenage years of my existence are lies. Don't do it. I knew he didn't have it in him. Come on, catch him with the katana. Catch him with the katana. It's his katana! Her sword traps the souls of his enemies. I've never seen the movie, I just know the meme. Well, I've seen part of the movie on TV, but mostly I just know the meme. Okay, that's fine. We took a little hit. That's not that big of a deal. This whole floor, and to be honest, I've been loving the Daisuke runs for a couple of reasons. One is its variety. Another one is they tend to be a little bit shorter than the other Gungeon episodes. And I think that people like watching them. It's always more fun to make something that you're like, you know, people, oh wow, what a hit. That people are interested in watching, you know? Like, there's no pleasure in recording, well, I mean, there's a little pleasure because you're playing a game, but there's not as much pleasure in recording something like a, you know, a Slay the Spire episode where, you lost for the 35th time in a row, you know? And you post it, you're not like, oh boy, I'm excited to get this video out there. You're like, oh no, I'm gonna get freaking lambasted in the court of public opinion for this one. So to do something that people are excited about is nice. But I did, you know, for a bit here, I've been missing the routine, shall we say. Okay, Amoconda is my most hated boss here for sure. Let's slow him down a little. Then in terms of DPS, I know that the sniper rifle with 360 is like absurdly good DPS. It may also make you want to throw up. Definitely affects our ability to dodge. Maybe it's actually not that good. Okay, you know what, dude? I am going to use a gun that actually shoots. And if it doesn't turn out to be A 10 out of 10 choice. So be it. That was our last blank, unfortunately. Oh, did you see? I mean, I'm not trying to invoke the gamer rage. Did you see that shot pivot at the last possible second? I'm not mad. If anything, that's incredible. By the way, I'm super not mad because we just got the AK-47. So now, oh, dude, okay. All is forgiven. This is a very strange run. Didn't flawless the first boss, got HP anyway. Didn't flawless the second boss, got something I would trade 1 HP for in a heartbeat. Without any hesitation whatsoever. So now, we never need to purchase a key again. Might, probably won't, but might put us in a position. I don't know, man. Maybe the sniper rifle is actually like a go-to room clearer instead of boss killer. I mean, here's the thing. People love to see a variety of guns, but it's a golden casing, brother. Nobody wants to throw up from me spinning around. So we'll just accept that this is one of those things. Hey, being a streamer has a lot of benefits, right? But one of the, you know, very important tasks assigned to you is your viewers' entertainment and perhaps even well-being. As someone who gets nauseous pretty easily, I don't want to spin you around too much, you know what I mean? People call me a baby because I get nauseous. I don't get nauseous when people are like, I ate a Magic Blast, right? I get dizzy really easily. I get motion sickness from video games fairly easily. People are like, you're a baby. Nah, dude, I'm not a baby because, like, if anything, you know, I deal with the nausea and I don't complain about it that much. That makes me not a baby, but perhaps the strongest man on planet Earth. A collegiate experience where I probably, you know, drank a few too many adult beverages prepared me. Blank might not be the worst idea, but prepared me for not complaining about nausea that much. Now, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea, I'll keep that to myself. That's a Pepto-Bismol joke. Dude, I know the club is garbage because I'm a 90s kid, but I don't believe that I've had it in the game yet. This also gave us a blank, by the way. So we're getting, like, the accidental synergies we're picking up here are out of control. You're not a mimic. Well, okay, that sucks pretty hard, but, I think we'll just do, like... Yeah, you're just fine, huh? Well, this is a very, very good setup. Obviously, we're going to buy Nod Key. We might be able to purchase the duct tape as well. But I imagine duct tape usually is a pretty expensive item. Let's see. I mean, certainly we want this. Then, duct tape is 86. Can't be afforded. But you know what? I mean, like, just to be able to get monster blood is also pretty good. So I got no complaints there. We'll head down to the next floor. And again, dude, I got a big smile on my face from this run. I think this run has been very nice to us. So we're looking for the rat floor. Void Core Cannon. Let me just go over my guns again. Yeah, Void Core Cannon is going to be our boss killer. And I don't think it's 10 out of 10, but that's fair. My brain was not able to process that. Void Core Cannon is going to be our boss killer. I don't think it's a 10 out of 10, but it's definitely the sort of run where we're alive and doing relatively well. It's another golden casing. Basically due to many intersecting series of good luck. So I'm not really in a position to be like, man, Mom, the game's not giving me a free victory. So I think I'm dumb we should not be using the Winchester anymore. We probably are past the point of wanting to use regular shotgun as well. Fair. But what would we use instead? Honestly, if we're gonna use Betrayer's Shield, or if we're gonna use Void Core Cannon as our boss killer, we could probably use Betrayer's Shield as our gun right now. Especially, you know, if we're lucky enough to get just not even many, but that's exactly what I was just gonna say there. Just get a few ammo drops, and the world's your freaking burrito, dude. Okay, so I do think that, you know, as a result of all of this, and I'm still paying attention, I'm still hip, I'm still with it. I want to be able to go to the rat floor, so we're watching for rats, but I think that we have a very good chance to defeat the rat. Oh, it's the rat room. Hello. We have a very good chance to defeat the rat. So it all comes down to the punch-out section. Now this, I don't know, can you AK-47 this? You can't. That's fine. We basically never have to buy keys ever again, I think. So I'm pretty stoked. We also have been so freaking lucky with respect to our casings. It bears mentioning. You know, 2 golden casings in one run. We probably average like a golden casing every 2 or 3 runs, maybe every 3 or 4. And our golden casings also, hello friend, they all showed up before, well, on the floor or before the floor where we needed to get the rat key. So we got like super lucky there. Obviously we will spend keys. I will super buy the Daruma, which you know, we'll never use our bomb again in all likelihood. The Daruma is just unbelievably good. And if anything was calling into question whether or not we could beat the rat, this should now like leave that pretty much at bay. We also have a synergy chest that I do not mind spending money on. Well, you can't always get what you want. Oh well. I'll just let you know. There's no way it's going to be better than the Betrayer's Shield. So let's try this out. Don't forget about your dang old Daruma, dude. So the Cannon Balrog. I've heard people say this is one of their most easy to flawless bosses. Again, I would say that we've gotten, for my taste, the most difficult bosses for me to flawless. I don't think that's the most difficult bosses to flawless. Merely the most difficult for me, myself, and I. Because, you know, I know people will say, like, the Gatling Gull is the toughest to flawless. I don't believe that. For me, personally. I have a pretty good track record against the Gatling Gull. The twins get me all the time. Same, this guy. I mean, the Treadnought also gets me pretty good, but anyway, whatever. We spun the dialogue enough. Picked up a flawless. What's the mutation synergy? Monster Blood? Ooh. Okay. What do we do now? Well, we could use ammo, but we get ammo from the rat floor to begin with. Speaking of which, I haven't even brought it up, but dude, magic bullets, I kind of see it like Devolver bullets. Except, I mean, I don't know if they're better, but the effect is better, I think. To basically transmogrify an enemy into a chicken and then have them no longer be aggro. Oh, but it's a jam chicken? Tell me what you're missing? Kissing on a man while I'm working in the kitchen? Nothing wrong with that. Okay. Yo, and a demon chest. And this is, I was just going to say, the Yari launcher. Okay. So we probably have a new boss killer now. But whether it's the best or the second best, one thing's for certain. We now have 2 good boss killers, which is really good for us from an ammo standpoint. So we'll finish off the rest of this floor. The very strong performance for having not had any items. Stuffed Star. I believe this makes us immune. We do need to save some blanks. Well, we're done with the floor already. We need to save a blank. So I think we can use one. And then, what do you got for me? A Vorpal guy? I mean, it's kind of like it's free. Yeah, it is free. By the way, I'm dumb. You need 2 blanks. I don't think we care about lockpicks, obviously. Let's get the Vorpal gun. We'll head down this way. Here we are. Okay. Vorpal gun, I think, is maybe, along with Betrayer's Shield, our best room clearer for when we get a little later in the game. Basically, it can one-hit KO, I think, all non-boss enemies. I noticed I said can, not will. What is happening? Oh, it's my guans. Okay. We're back down here. It's taken us a little while to get here. I apologize, I got a little phlegm in the throat. It happens. Ah! Jammed rat hit me. Up, right. Start there. Up. Always a jam boy here. Always a jam boy to me. I haven't forgotten about the Daruma. I just don't want to use it until it's most necessary. You know what? Never mind, we got super lucky. I was gonna say, maybe we want to use Vorpal gun as our room clearer. But we might as well exhaust this of ammo first. That was pretty bad. That was substantially worse. Okay, so I think we'll use Vorpal gun just because of the one-hit KO potentiality. That's fair. It's not that I didn't try to dodge, it's that I knew Daruma wasn't ready, so I thought, let's take a stab at it. Okay, you're not really doing it for me here. Thank you. Wait him out, wait him out. Yoink. Okay, next will be right. Gonna try the Icebreaker. This is more of a just shoot fast sort of room. So I actually think... No, it turns out the Clob is still garbage here. How did we not get hit? Oh no! Oh, this is terrible. I thought if we could just have a gun that fills up the entire tunnel. Oh! Okay, we've done it. Up, right. Up, right, up. Well, I don't know what's happening to our beam on occasion here. So this will be a right. And then we're good. Just focus. Smart Daruma. It's like the homing on the beam. I wouldn't say it's messing me up, but it's throwing me for a loop a little bit. So I do think we want full Void Core Cannon ammo. And then for our half ammo bonus, I think we might as well take it on the mutation. But we're going to open with the Yari launcher here. Alright, so Daruma is the be-all end-all here. Don't be afraid to swap back and forth, though. You know, you got the... I think invincibility. The invincibility might render you incapable of shooting. It doesn't appear to. is going real well. Stuff Star is not ready to go. Okay, you cannot complain at all about a first phase flawless. For me, that's like, that's a huge turn of events. And then, fortunately, we're completely out of ammo for the Yari launcher, but that's okay. Void Core Cannon, still pretty good. And this phase should be the best phase for us. The room is ready to go. Okay, this is where you just... Man, for the Clob to not even really be good enough to body that phase is quite comical. Okay, this is... Honestly, the smart money on that is why not Daruma. We got tons of blanks. Daruma doesn't take that long to charge. You know? Just clear a little path for you. Good. Good Daruma. And then this, I mean, you got yourself a little safety, apparently. A little confused about the patterns here. Little confused about the... Yeah, good. Good flawless, still. Still going here. This is where you use a real blank, I think. Just because you can't reliably Daruma into that. Might as well get a little invincibility going here, right? And I threw in a Daruma just in case. I knew we were invincible, but why not? You do a little proactive measure to keep us safe there. Oh, we're doing this again, huh? Can't blame you, you know, it's... All your other attacks have been hard countered. This time, we got a Daruma. And it's worked, okay. Now, I don't even know what our best gun is. We'll try the Ice Break. I mean, honestly, we're actually just going to use Betrayer's Shield. My flawless! Stuff Star was not ready, so I'm not feeling the heat too much on that one, but still. Okay, this I don't think is good enough for us. We're gonna win. For sure. The only question is, you know, how pleasant it's gonna be en route. And the answer is very pleasant. Okay, let's get ready to punch out. We need the keys, which means we need to win with supers. I've been playing the NES version. I'm ready to go. Don't be afraid to toss him a counter. Slow down. Counter. I need you to do a counterable attack, please. That's the one. Do it again. 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 No. Oh, I didn't know there was a counter there. Okay, do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Send them. Okay. Now, little spotty. We used a lot of HP for phase 1. You know, that's why you shouldn't get inside of your own head too much. I think it was the worst punch out we've ever done. And you know why? Because we were trying to be too good. That's what hurts the most. Forget the dang old cardboard box, man. Forget the cardboard box. So the unfinished gun is fine. I mean, I can't hide my disappointment. It does hurt. But you know what? There's a lot to like about this video regardless. I hope. Hold on. The AK-47 doesn't work here, I think. But if it did... Oh, that would be incredible. We're still checking for blanks. Or, elites. Wait, not elites. Mimics. That's the word. And then... Why not go for the advanced Dragon? Could've... Wait a minute. I got a good reason we're not gonna go for the advanced Dragon. We got, like, no Guan stones. Okay, I'm willing to dump. Actually, I don't want to dump like almost any of it. I don't. See you later, brother. Forget the advanced Dragon. We're getting out of here. I should have probably taken the shortcut if that was going to be the case, but we're just gonna fight the regular Dragon. Probably not gonna go to Bullet Hell either. Just because it's a really long video to begin with. I'm sorry, by the way. I mean, it wasn't a great punch-out performance. We got 2 keys. We also lost, which is comical, but you know, what did I learn? Well, I mean, it's like driving a manual car, right? That's the metaphor I'm going to use here. In order to do the high key runs, it will probably sometimes result in me doing worse on a results level until I get the skills necessary. Like, I consider myself an adequate driver, but I drive an automatic transmission. If I was driving a manual transmission, I would probably be, you know, stalling non-stop. And then you'd be like, well, I thought you drove before. Well, I have driven before, but, you know, in order to get this part of the skill curve under control, we have to go through the necessary failings that you go through when you're learning a skill. Another golden casing. And the Derringer. Classic. Anyway, I think you get the idea. Basically, sometimes when you're in this situation, you gotta get worse to get better. So I don't know what enfeebled plus cleansed mean, but I can make an assumption. What it means, I should say. I can make an assumption. We definitely lost an HP, which I think means enfeebled must mean loss of HP. And then cleansed, my interpretation of that would be that cleansed probably means we're free of our previous curse. Every time I see the gun reload, I think that my gun has somehow become a jammed enemy, and it sends like a chill down my spine of like, dude, trust no one, not even yourself. So yeah, I mean, is there an excuse? Yes. I mean, a lot of the times when people say, like, there's no excuse, I consider it sort of disingenuous. They're like, there's no excuse for this. I'm like, yeah, brother, you made a mistake. It happens. There's an excuse for it. We played badly in a video game. But I think there's, you know, obviously it's not the way I wanted it to go. Look, I'm 30 years old. At some point, I gotta stop apologizing for making mistakes in, you know, the way that I interface with a toy is beneath all of us, you know? We're just having fun here. You can berate me for my losses in Champions of Fire. I'll allow that, because those are real sports. There's 30 for 30s about those. Not true, but maybe one day. Probably not. Oh well, life goes on. Like, what do I always say in the Gungeon episodes, dude? It's always, I mean, first off, we've gotten incredible luck in this episode to begin with. We're petting the dog. But secondly, it's a pleasure to be playing Gungeon. And this run is certainly no exception. We'll try the shot bow out temporarily. We should, considering we're not facing the advanced ray gun, a loss should be absolutely impossible. And that, I'm willing to stake a claim on that one. That felt like a secret room to me. There's been a few that have felt like a secret room. That was one of them. We should... Ooh. We should not be in a position to come anywhere close to losing this run. Especially when you consider we also have the Yari launcher, which is very good. Especially when you consider how many different forms of invincibility we have available to ourselves. There is a problem with the Yari launcher. Turns out, It's a little low on the ammo front. It's alright. Chamber gun. Doing good work as well. I don't know which one of you is doomed to die. It's you. But you ever hear that the gun that shoots twice as hard lives half as long? You ever hear the one in front of the gun lives forever? I'll repeat it. The one in front of the gun lives forever. Don't shoot the messenger. You know, I almost bounced. Almost said to myself, what are we even doing on this freaking floor, dude? There's no reason for us to be here. Then I thought to myself, Self, if I were watching this video, what would I want to see? I want to see as many items, as many pseudo synergies as possible. You're a wizard. Like literally, but also figuratively. So I mean, you know how it goes. We find the boss early on the next floor, is over. We're doing it. I think we're still in Emmentaler territory. But with this many casings, we at least have an obligation. We don't really care about the ammo. Backup gun. It's kind of tempting, right? To be able to shoot another gun out of the back of your gun. Let's also learn to fly. And let's also... we don't need Blood Brooch. It's healing on kills, but we have 4 armor. So it's probably a little / a lot overkill. Let's just finish this floor the right way. I really feel like backup gun right now is pretty much useless, but if we get like bouncing bullets, or I didn't even see him there to be honest. If we get enemies that spawn in a clean vector from one to the other, we can do some good stuff. But wax wings is like, it's an obvious choice. You know what? I'll even spend a key on this one. We got bee bullets, or as I call them, bumble bullets, because that's what they're called. And we'll head down to the next floor. Now, this will be a great floor for Cartographer's Ring. It's okay. Life goes on. So suffice it to say, what am I going to do in the next Gungeon episode? Well, I'll probably go back to... Oh my god. Probably go back to doing some Daisuke runs. You know, this is intended to be a bit of a diversion to begin with, but it's on my mind. You know, getting enough key pieces, which are just full keys, I suppose, not really pieces, but getting enough key pieces to go get 4 rat chests, complete the rat transformation, and see what that does. And this is where you leave a comment and you go, NL, you already got the rat transformation in episode 53. And I go, really? It's possible you might know my own episodes better than I do. Because like I said earlier, I'm 30, so I'm approaching the age where my memory no longer works. And there's bad things about that because, you know, you're getting older. There's great things about that because even if you're mentally spry, you get to use your age as an excuse for all sorts of stuff. You know, like, hey, dude, you cut me off on the road earlier. Sorry, I'm 30. Oh, my condolences, sir. Hey, dude, you died to the rat. What gives? Sorry, I'm 30. Oh, I didn't realize. Please, my apologies. I'm mostly being facetious. I'm 100% being facetious. Because every now and then, there are people that get offended that I make fun of myself for being old. Because I can only assume that they're as old as I am and it hits too close to home. And they say things like NL. Don't throw all 30-year-olds under the bus just because you feel old and you live a boring life. And I'm like, dude, first off, it's a joke. Secondly, I take pleasure in the mundane. I've said it in Isaac many times, haven't said it in Gungeon that much, but I'm coming into my own at 30s. I'm eating well, I take pride in my job, I'm working out, some of the best shape of my life. But, you know, I take pleasure in making jokes at my own expense for being old, because, you know, it's finally, the time has finally come. I don't have to pretend to like the stuff that I had to pretend to like in my teens and 20s. Yeah, let's go out to a nightclub. Now, instead, I get to be like, people are like, what'd you do on the weekend? And I'm like, had some nice walks, a great brunch, and paid my electricity bill. People are like, dude, that sounds lit. And I'm like, you know what? It was lit, Grandma. It was lit. Bouncy bullets? Yo, dude, we got in every synergy we could have asked for on this run. Clunk. That's the thing, you know? I mean, it's one of my favorite topics here, but I feel like, you know, as I get older, I continue to come into my own a little bit more. The things that... Oh, well, hello. The things that people look for as positive character traits, believe it or not, I've mostly had them since I was like, you know, 14 years old. But when you're 14, that's not what's socially, like, incentivized. At 14, you want... Hey, I got nothing against skateboarders, but you want... If that sign says skate or die, you're skating or you're dying. You know? I was more the kid who was like, yeah, sure, dude, I'll bring my skateboard that I bought for 25 bucks a Canadian Tire. But if a cop comes over and is like, hey, kids, don't skateboard here, I'd be like, I understand, officer. I would just like to say I'm very sorry, and whatever you guys want to do, however you want to throw the book at me, I apologize. You know, this is unconscionable. This is beneath the character that I would... Basically, I'm a boot licker. I lick boots. And the older you get, the more, the more socially acceptable that is. But also, that it makes it harder to beat Punch-Out, because I'm old, guys. I'm old. My brain doesn't work that well anymore. What I'm trying to do is double dip. I'm trying to be in the prime of my life while also being like, have lower expectations, because I'm old. Anyway, we've gone too far. This is what happens when an episode gets to this meandering point. I was very confident that you were going to be the boss fight. What is it? Here we get some kind of... Oh, it's the Lavas launcher. Here's what I'm thinking. Send them? Alright, I don't know what's happening, but it's cool. This is one of the coolest synergies I've ever had, for sure. Dude, we've used, like, almost no bullets to make this happen, too. Gotta love it. I'm going to, I'm gonna Daruma, thank you. And then whenever things get suspicious or, you know, even slightly scary here, we're just gonna blank. This is an easy flawless. I'm loving life, man. Oops. I think you should just destroy as many bullets as possible. Just in case. Get ready for the Darumas. And then start shooting early, so that you got time for these to get around here. That's fine. Lesson learned. So you give them, well, turns out standing still is a pretty dominant strategy right now. Yoink. Thank you, Wax Wings. I think we got the kill with a bouncing Katana Bullet, which is just like a backup bouncing Katana Bullet, which is just the perfect metaphor for how the synergies carried us here, in spite of my own idiocy. And that's what you like to see, right? Last 3 bosses flawless, first 2 bosses didn't even stand a chance. I'm just gonna tell you, for now, I'm old. I got a bladder the size of a peanut, and it's so full. I feel like it could rupture. I could end up having some kind of terrible disease. For now, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. We'll be back to do some challenge runs in a bit. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. For now, Thanks for watching. Give me the gun. I'll see you next time, but I'm just begging you. Please. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Boom. I'll see you next time. Boom. See ya.